Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by whispering forests and gentle hills, there lived a kind and thoughtful young squirrel named Sylvie. Sylvie had the softest fur and the brightest eyes, but she often felt a little unsure of herself. Even though she was quick and clever, Sylvie always doubted her abilities, especially when it came to new challenges. One golden afternoon, while the birds sang above and the leaves danced in the wind, a message arrived from the great oak, the oldest and wisest tree in the entire forest. Every year, the animals would gather under the great oak's branches for a special celebration, and this year, the tree had chosen Sylvie for a very important task. "Sylvie, we need you to bring the silver acorn to the festival," said a wise old owl who delivered the message. "It will be the centerpiece of our celebration, and only the bravest squirrel can carry it." Sylvie's heart began to race. But me? I've never done anything so important before. What if I drop it? What if I get lost along the way? The owl smiled kindly. "You are more capable than you know, Sylvie. Bravery isn't about never being afraid. It's about moving forward even when you are." Sylvie thought about the owl's words, and though she still felt a little nervous, she knew she couldn't let fear hold her back. She took a deep breath, straightened her tail, and said, "I'll do it. I'll bring the silver acorn." The next morning, Sylvie set out on her journey. The acorn shimmered like the moon in her tiny paws, and the path ahead seemed long and full of unknowns. But with each step, she reminded herself of the owl's words. Bravery isn't about never being afraid. As Sylvie traveled, she met other woodland creatures along the way. A friendly deer trotted beside her for a while, offering words of encouragement. "You're doing great, Sylvie. Just keep going." A group of cheerful rabbits bounced along and told her funny stories to keep her spirits high. And when Sylvie reached a deep, wide stream that seemed impossible to cross, a wise beaver built a sturdy bridge just for her. Finally, after a long and challenging journey, Sylvie could see the great oak standing tall in the distance. Her heart swelled with pride as she realized how far she had come. Even though she had been unsure at the start, Sylvie had found strength in herself she never knew she had. With one last burst of energy, she raced forward, leaping over roots and branches until she arrived beneath the great oak's mighty branches. The animals cheered as Sylvie placed the silver acorn in its special spot. The whole forest glowed with joy and pride, but no one was prouder than Sylvie. She had faced her fears and completed her mission. That night, as Sylvie curled up in her cozy nest, she smiled to herself. She had learned something wonderful. Being brave wasn't about never feeling afraid. It was about believing in yourself enough to try, even when things felt difficult. And that was something Sylvie would never forget. From that day on, whenever Sylvie faced something new or challenging, she reminded herself of the journey to the great oak and how, with each step, she grew braver and more confident. And just like Sylvie, you too can find courage inside yourself. No matter how big or small the challenge, you are strong enough to face it and brave enough to keep going. Because, just like Sylvie learned, the magic of bravery is already inside you. The end.